They say your wedding day is supposed to be the happiest day of your life. But for my sister, Chloe, it wasn't just about her happiness. It was about my absolute humiliation. I stood in front of the full-length mirror in the bridal suite, staring at the reflection of a broken woman. The dress she had forced me to wear hung off my shoulders like a tragic, shapeless tent. It was a neon orange monstrosity, and it was 3 whole sizes too big. My name is Maya, and for as long as I can remember, I have lived in my sister's shadow. Chloe was the golden child, beautiful, manipulative, and deeply insecure underneath it all. I had spent my entire life stepping back so she could shine. When she announced her engagement to Julian, a wonderful man from a deeply traditional, wealthy family, I was genuinely happy for her. I thought that finally, finding true love would cure the bitter jealousy she always harbored toward me. But I was wrong. "Oh, Maya, it fits you perfectly." Chloe's voice dripped with fake sweetness as she walked into the room, her pristine white gown trailing behind her. "Chloe, please," I whispered, holding back the tears that burned behind my eyes. "It's 3 sizes too big. I look ridiculous. The other bridesmaids are in beautiful, elegant blush dresses. Why did you do this to me?" She leaned in, her eyes cold as ice, dropping the sweet facade. "Because, dear sister, this is my day, and I will not have you stealing my spotlight, not even for a second. You will wear what I gave you, or you can walk out right now and tell Mom and Dad why you ruined my wedding." She knew I wouldn't do that. She knew how much I loved our parents, and how much they had sacrificed to make this day perfect for her. So I swallowed my pride. I let her crush my spirit, just like she always did. But what I didn't know that day, what neither of us could have ever predicted, was that someone else was watching. Someone who saw right through Chloe's beautiful, malicious mask. And she was about to change everything. As I walked down the aisle, the whispers started. I could hear the muffled gasps from the guests, the quiet snickers, and the looks of pure pity. The orange fabric bunched around my waist, making me look completely deformed. I kept my eyes glued to the floor, my heart shattering into a million pieces with every step I took. Chloe stood at the altar, looking like an angel, a smug, satisfied smile playing on her lips as she watched me suffer. During the reception, the humiliation only grew. Chloe made sure I was seated at the very back, near the kitchen doors, far away from the head table. I sat alone, clutching my glass of water, feeling smaller than I ever had in my life. The emotional struggle was suffocating. I kept asking myself, how can my own blood hate me this much? What did I ever do to deserve this? Until everything changed. An elderly woman slowly approached my table. It was Evelyn, Julian's grandmother. She was the matriarch of their family, a woman respected by everyone for her grace, wisdom, and immense wealth. She was dressed elegantly in navy blue, and her sharp blue eyes looked straight into mine. "May I sit down, dear?" she asked softly. Of course, I stammered, trying to wipe away a stray tear before she noticed. Evelyn sat down, looking at my oversized neon orange dress, and then looked over at Chloe, who was laughing and drinking champagne across the room. "Your sister did this to you on purpose, didn't she?" I froze. I didn't want to cause a scene or ruin the piece. It's fine. It was just a misunderstanding with the tailor." Evelyn let out a soft, knowing sigh. "Child, do not lie to protect someone who would gladly throw you to the wolves." I saw her face when you walked down the aisle. It wasn't the face of a bride enjoying her wedding. It was the face of a bully enjoying her cruelty. Hearing those words, something shifted inside me. The paralyzing pain began to melt away, replaced by a spark of sudden strength. For years, I had stayed quiet. For years, I had let Chloe destroy my self-esteem. But hearing this dignified woman validate, my pain woke something up inside my soul. I looked at Evelyn, my voice finally steady. Yes, she did it to humiliate me. Evelyn smiled, a dangerous, elegant smile. Good. Acknowledging the truth, is the first step. Now, my dear, how would you like to see how a real family handles a bully? When it was time for the wedding speeches, the room fell silent. Chloe and Julian stood at the center of the room, holding hands. Chloe looked radiant, basking in the attention. Evelyn stood up, taking the microphone from the best man. The crowd clapped warmly for the beloved grandmother. "Thank you, everyone," Evelyn began, her voice echoing clearly through the speakers. "Today, we welcome Chloe into our family. And as is our tradition, the matriarch must present a special gift to the bride's family to honor the bond between us." Chloe beamed, practically vibrating with excitement, expecting a heavy check or a piece of priceless family jewelry. "But before I give that gift," Evelyn continued, her eyes locking onto Chloe, "I want to talk about family values. In our family, we believe in kindness, in uplifting one another, and in protecting those we love. We do not believe in cruelty. We do not believe in sabotaging our own blood out of petty jealousy." The room went completely quiet. You could hear a pin drop. Chloe's smile began to falter. "I noticed today," Evelyn said, gesturing toward me at the back of the room, "that the bride's beautiful sister was forced to wear a dress that was purposefully altered to humiliate her. A dress 3 sizes too big, meant to make her an object of ridicule on a day that should be joyous for the whole family." Whispers broke out like wildfire. Julian looked at Chloe, his face turning pale with shock and sudden realization. "Julian," Evelyn spoke directly to her grandson, "you're a good man, and you deserve to know the true heart of the woman you married. Because a woman who treats her own sister with such calculated malice will eventually treat you, and our family, the exact same way." Chloe gasped, her face draining of all color. "Grandma, please, it's not what you think," she cried out, her voice cracking. "As for my gift," Evelyn interrupted, her tone cold as ice. "The trust fund I had set aside as a wedding gift for you and Julian will remain locked. It will not be touched by someone who brings such darkness into our home. Instead, Julian's inheritance will remain strictly in his name, and a portion of our family's charity fund will be donated today in honor of Maya, a young woman of true grace and patience." The consequences were immediate and total. Chloe was utterly exposed. The veil of her perfect wedding was completely destroyed, revealing the ugly truth underneath. Julian looked at her with a profound sense of disappointment that I knew would haunt their marriage forever. She had sought to diminish me, but in the end, her own actions had diminished her. As I walked out of the venue that night, the cool evening air felt different. I wasn't carrying the weight of my sister's jealousy anymore. I looked down at the ridiculous orange dress, and for the first time, I laughed. It no longer felt like a symbol of my humiliation. It felt like the catalyst for my freedom. Life has a beautiful way of balancing the scales. True beauty isn't found in a perfect wedding gown or a carefully crafted image. It lives in how we treat others. Chloe sought to hide me in the shadows, but she only succeeded in bringing my worth into the light. And finally, I was ready to shine.